Hi, on this episode, we've got a little bit of a news update. We've got a new car released, or actually two new cars. We've got something pretty special from Ferrari. Now, originally, we thought this was going to be called, what did we think it was called? The version speciale or the super duper really fast or something like that, but it's not. We've got the Ferrari 812 Competizione, something like that. Competition. And then we've got the Competition A, which is the one without the roof. So the Aperta version. And this is something I don't think they've done before. They've released the coupe and the convertible at the same time. And I tell you what, they look pretty damn amazing. The hard top from the back, I thought it looked a little bit Mansory. It's got sort of square-ish exhaust bits, pipes, but having a look at the convertible just from the side looks mad. It's got this sort of vent on the bonnet, and it's the same on the hard top. That's sort of a carbon fiber blade that comes from the side of the car, goes through over the bonnet and then down the side. Definitely check this out. Have a look at the pictures. But I presume this is definitely for aero and venting all of the heat from the engine. Now let's have a little look at some of the specs of this car. Quite why you'd want to sort of take an 812, which was 790 horsepower, and give it more power. I don't really know, but it sounds like they've made this engine a bit more exciting. It now revs to 9,500 RPM. (9,500 RPM). That is bonkers. I mean, already that engine revs to 9,000, but just another 500 RPM, naturally aspirated V12. That is unbelievable. Another 500 revs over the existing car. Horsepower jumps up a little bit. We've got the same displacement engine. We've got a ton of lighter parts. We've got titanium conrods, lighter crankshaft. We've got this is not the engine, but this is just in light weighting. We've got a lithium-ion battery. Something you've got to be very careful about those. You can't just plug them in to a normal charger and jump start them. You can't just jump start them the same as other, because it can kill the car, essentially. This happened to a friend of mine recently. Someone jump started his car and he's dead. So be very careful with your lithium-ion batteries. We've got a lot less soundproofing, so you're going to get more sort of amazing noises. If you've got the convertible, you can drop that little screen behind the seats to let in a bunch of exhaust noise. Oh, it's just going to be... It's mad. It's crazy. There's a bunch of aero stuff. So they've increased downforce without increasing much drag. So when you're going 60 miles an hour, it might be a little bit stickier on a back road. When you're smashing down the Autobahn, however, you're getting up to I think it's 211 mile an hour top speed. Yeah, this is a wicked thing. Have a look inside the interior. We seem to have some new seat designs. Unlike all of the other previous lightweight cars, you actually get a carpet, which I quite rate, because I've been a passenger. I've been lucky enough to be in a passenger in some of these cars occasionally, and normally I've got a camera, and often I put my camera on the floor, and if you've got a Speciale or something like that, it's got this sort of metal floor with little raised up sections, and that will absolutely shred anything you put on the floor. Your bag's just about okay, but anything that goes down there, if you slip and your phone falls into the passenger footwell, it is going to get destroyed. But not in the 812 Competizione. That has a little carpet, so that's a little upgrade in my view, I think. We've got independent steering on all four wheels, is what they claim. I don't know whether they mean what they say, because surely that means your front right and front left can point in different directions. I guess a little bit like Mercedes did in F1 last season, where they could push the steering wheel forwards and you'd get more toe in or toe out, and then pull it the other way and it would reverse, giving you more straight line speed. I wonder if they've done that in this car, because I guess it is an electromechanical setup. So technically, maybe you can do that. But what they've definitely done on the rear wheel steering is they now allowed each wheel to turn independently of the other. Quite why you might want to do this, I don't know, but maybe you put a bit more angle on one, or a bit of toe out, a bit of toe in, adjust all of these things and all of that to make it a bit more mobile and a bit more stable. We've got version 7 of side slip control. Version 7 is mad. I remember that when that came in, to help you be a bit more of a hooligan while still having some safety net of sorts. What else have we got in the interior? We've got the carbon door panels. They look sick. We've got the updated H pattern sort of center console that we've first seen in the SF19 Aroma. You do not have the key. I noticed this in one of the pictures of those cars, which is this new cool kind of, almost looks like a badge design. We've got the red Ferrari wireless key from the 812. Interesting feature, a little aero bit on the brake calipers, because obviously this car's is a bit lighter. It's 38 kilos lighter. I think a lot of that is in wheels and that sort of area. But the brake calipers now have an aero intake integrated into the casting. So to help do, and they chat a lot about a lot more cooling for your brakes. So if you've ever taken your 812 on track, I don't know how many people will have done that. You may have found, I don't know, that you get a bit more brake fade than you would like. Well, the Competizione will have significantly less brake fade because of all this cooling, which is kind of cool. I guess, essentially, overall, it's just a very cool new Ferrari. The convertible, to me, looks a lot better than the hardtop. The hardtop has these sort of cooling vents at the back where the boot is. I don't understand. I think it's some sort of aero, but it looks like it's got vents on the cover to your luggage. So maybe it cools your luggage if you think they're getting a bit hot. But overall, pretty wicked looking thing. Price, we don't know what the price is. The 812 starts at 260. I reckon, and I'm hearing on the rumor mill, that Ferrari doesn't like other people making money out of their cars. They would rather make money out of their cars. So we might see a significant price bump on this car. And the sort of figure I'm hearing is cars are going to be like 450 or something like that, which will be interesting. It'll be interesting to know how many people go for them or how many people get put off by the price. Because I think if you were interested in flipping the car and it's rather than 350 specs to 400, it's 450 spec to £500,000. That you might start looking at other things or seeing what's out there, or be a bit put off. But so these could be more exclusive than the TDF. I don't know. It's a cool thing. It's mad. It's completely pointless for the road, but I think that's kind of everything Ferrari, isn't it? Just this insane looking vehicle. But there you go. Those are my thoughts, and see you guys in the next video.